Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Morning Kickstart. It's Monday again already. Again, the time just keeps flying by. Jay, usually we introduce ourselves. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jay.
Might as well.
Bored with
You guys,
introducing themselves.
you don't know us by now. You never will, right?
That's right.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead and get started. What's our motivational quote for the day?
Okay. Our quote today is from Stephen King.
Okay.
Good author.
Is it going to be scary?
No, this is not scary.
All right.
Stephen King says, amateurs sit around and wait for inspiration. The rest of us get up and go to work.
Okay. You can't do both at the same time.
Well, you can wait for inspiration, but you better be working while you're waiting for that inspiration. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I think that's the way most people, once they see a problem and they start working on it, that's the way I do with my work. Is I start working on it and I start making mistakes or finding things that won't work. And then I get a couple of days down the road and I'm standing in the shower and this thing pops into my mind and says, hey, this is the way you should be doing it. Not that way. What are you thinking about doing it that way? So
do you carry a yellow pad with you into the shower? Never mind. TMI. We don't need that. I know. Maybe we ought to put that out there. Notice people when you have your best inspirations. I get a lot of them in the shower, and most of mine come like when I'm just waking up in the morning. For some reason, I get a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, a lot of dreams. A lot of just that last few seconds of sleep is like, oh, yeah, that's the way to.
There you go. All right. Well, let's go for the tip for the day. Again, we're continuing on with the principles of planning. Again, if you don't know what that is, it's a model that I developed when I was doing a lot of motivational speaking a number of years ago, and haven't been out because of health issues, but I'm coming back in a big way. Right, Jay?
That's right.
All right. But anyway, we're on step number 4. If you're missing the first 3, go back and listen to last week's episodes. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'll be able to hear them and get all caught up on everything. I failed to mention this. These things do need to go in order for them to work properly. And so go back and visit the first 3 and you'll be right ready to go. But step number 4 is to step it down. Now, what that is after you've got your goal set, your 3 to 5 year goal, then what you want to do is take it and knock it down to something that you can control. That is the key. Something that you can control, an action you can take. Like, let me give you an example here. Let's say that you were sitting there one day and you're just broke, but you have this inspiration that you want to start a chain of restaurants. Well, when you look at that and go, you broke, chain of restaurants, right, like that can really happen. You know, most people would think that, right? But let's do the step it down method. So you start out with the chain of restaurants. Well, what do you need in order to get that chain of restaurants? Money, right? Cook. Yeah, you got to have money. Okay, so now you're a step closer. Now, what is it you have to do to get that money? Well, you can borrow it from a bank. You can borrow it from other investors that are out there. I guarantee you there's people in your community that have money. I guarantee you, no matter where you live in the United States, there's people there that have money. Now, the next step, keep stepping it down because you don't control that, right? Next step is how can I convince or persuade somebody to loan me the money to be able to do this? Well, the next step down is called a business plan. Okay. Well, now, if you don't know what a business plan is, that's a thing that you put together that shows that you've gone out, you've done your research, you've looked at it from every angle, and you come back to that investor or bank and show that to them, and you can convince them that you know what you're talking about. You've done your due diligence. You've went out and checked the areas, making sure you're getting the restaurants in the right places, and show them that you know exactly what the food prices is, everything there. Okay, sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? But anyway. Now you're getting here and you're putting this business plan together. Well, what if you don't know how to do a business plan? Again, we keep stepping it down until we find something that we can do. Well, where do you find out about business plans? You can go to the bank. Most banks or even credit unions have seminars all the time showing you how to put together business plans. You can go to the library. You can get online. There's so many places you can go to learn how to do it.
Your local
Now,
Small Business Administration.
yeah, SBA. Yep, Small Business Administration. They provide all of these tools for you. But now you're getting it down to something that you can do. Well, who's going to start doing your business plan? You. Okay. That is something you can do. Do you see how that worked? And by getting it all the way down to something that you can control, you start taking those actions, putting this business plan together. Then when you get it to a certain spot, go out and present it to people. Are they going to take it right off the bat? Probably not. But guess what you're going to learn in the process? You'll give it to certain banks and then they turn it down, and you ask them, why did they turn it down? And they'll give you the answers, and then go out and do that until you figure out your numbers, until you crunch them down a little bit more. It's totally in your control. So hopefully that's understandable. Because if you see this big old huge goal, remember what we talked about is planning high. If you see this big old huge goal and it just looks like it's never going to happen, it really can, if you break it down to something you can do, that you can control, and that you start putting together. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's the step it down method. And I do provide forms and stuff like that. If you contact me, you can contact us here at the station at info@resiliencetalk.com. That's info@resiliencetalk.com. But I'm planning on putting together, I've been actually had a lot of reviews last week from the podcast. I had several that said, man, I want to know more about this. So I'll be putting that together. But that's your tip for the day, the step it down method. And so, again, the key is break it down to something that you can control and you can do. All right. Well, let's go on to our fun fact for today. Take it away.
Fun fact.
Oh, this is going to be a good one?
Yes. If the fictional character Bubba from the movie Forrest Gump had his way, every day would be National Shrimp Day.
Yes.
Was a connoisseur of all different types of the crustacean and every which way to cook them, he'd probably be disappointed that National Shrimp Day is only held once a year on May 10th.
Oh, man.
Luckily, his shrimp delicacy, or his shrimp legacy, comes on with a restaurant in his name, the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Yep.
They operate 40 restaurants around the world. Shrimp fans all across the country can come together to honor their love for the shellfish, commonly called the fruit of the sea. Shrimp are interesting characters, and some can even glow in the dark. Now, that's an interesting thing I didn't know about.
That is, yeah, I didn't know that.
And for those of us who remember, Elvis Presley even once sang a song about them, crooning, "If I should live to be 99, I will never forget the little shrimp," and the song he sang as he jumped into the net. In the United States, shrimp is eaten more than any other type of seafood. So, of course, it deserves its own day. Grill them, fry them, or eat them cold. Try them on a sandwich, on a salad, or one by one in some delicious cocktail sauce. Whatever you do, take some time today to celebrate shrimp.
Awesome. I know I heard, I watched Forrest Gump again last week, and he just kept naming off that shrimp, so many different ways you can do it. So, oh, that was cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for that. That was our fun tip for the day, our fun fact for the day, rather. But anyway, thank you for joining us today on our Monday morning Kickstart. But we're looking forward to tomorrow, where we're going to bring you another step of the principles of planning, and we'll wrap it up by the end of the week here. But anyway, let's go ahead and say see ya until tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.